So for today's video, I'm going to be going over my electrical bag. This is my go-to bag or my go bag for doing electrical in the house, so I don't have to be coming back to the shop and getting random things that I'm going to need. I have my essentials always in this bag. And within the bag, I have also my pouch that goes on my belt with what I'm also going to be using specifically working on an outlet or on a breaker panel or something. So this one will go on me and this one will be just right close next to me, but so I don't have to reach down to the bag. There's some more essential things here. So let me go and review and go over everything that I have. On this side, for example, I have a drill. A lot of people might think it's a small drill. This is all you need really for working, doing outlet changes and switches. And I like it because it's light. Now, with that said, can I use one of these Milwaukee drills, or even this smaller one? Yeah, but even this weighs double if not triple this. So believe me when I tell you, for little jobs, use the appropriate tool. In this case, it's that very light one. And I do have a very light Milwaukee one. Still, even this, it's heavier than this, at least twice. So yeah, and I'm saying that because I know people will bash it and say, oh, Ryobi, it's just for this application, it's actually good. To remove all your outlets and all that, this is perfect. Now, if you're gonna be doing it all day long for a job that you need a longer lasting battery, of course, go with the heavier one. But for most homeowner stuff, this is more than enough. Going down the row here, next I keep, because you never know when you need it, just a small piece of this tool here. It's the adjustable wrench. Of course, I have bigger sizes here and all that, but you're not gonna need that in electrical, so a little one will help you out in a little pinch. Then I have just a regular flathead, heavy-duty Klein screwdriver. Mind you, I don't even keep that on my pouch, and you'll see why later. So one of the pouches is the most versatile one I have. Then I have right here a chisel, because you never know when you need to hit some piece of wood that's bothering you for something inside where the gang box is at or something. And the most common size nut driver here used for electrical. Also, nice heavy-duty lineman pliers. Some dikes, nips, side cutters, whatever you want to call them. And just a pair of needle nose, just in case. A very small set of vice grips. You might need to hold something for a second. And my favorite wire cutter that works in the manner that to me is the easiest, and not the other type of, wire strippers, my error. And a very baby little, what do you call these? Channel lock? Adjustable tongue wrench? Yeah, tongue wrench, that's it. Because you never know when you need something like that. Of course, you might need something bigger, and then you're gonna have to go to your full toolbox, but these are the ones that'll solve most of your little issues. Now, coming around this side, which is simple, it's just a flashlight, small one that fits in here, and a measuring tape. Again, I'm gonna leave this for last. On this side, I keep all my basically electronic things. And let me start off by the breaker tracer. So you put this on an outlet, you go to your breaker panel, and you scan the panel, and it's gonna give you, let you know, and it'll beep when you're at the breaker. And I have a video that you can search on my channel how to use it. Then I have a total of 4 of these. One is on the actual pouch that goes on my waist. This is to find if there's electricity somewhere, contactless voltage tester that it goes beep, beep, beep. When he finds it, I got this one, this other one, and this one. And then I also have in here this device that when you put it in your outlet, it'll show you if the polarities are crossed, if there's ground, if there's not. It lets you test GFIs if they're working. So that's that right there. And again, I have especially on this, that's really interesting to find your breakers when you don't know where breaker to shut off and not have to turn everything off in the house to figure it out, and because most people, if they don't know what receptacle, the particular receptacle what breaker goes to has to start turning off breakers. It's a pain. So with that, you eliminate that problem. I have a video on it, and simple. You plug that in and then scan your panel. So now inside in the middle, for example, there's a bag with all the type of bolts that go for your switches or receptacle, outlets. Some little terminals for wires that you never know when you need a specific type of terminal. And all random sizes of wire nuts, a little bit of each here. And of course, extra tape, which there's one hanging around the outside of this bag, and a knife. Now the extra tape is because one is already hanging right here, and another one can hang, which I don't because it bothers me and I'm not taping up that much, can hang off of this here too. Now let me remove this so you can see how this goes. I just have it here to keep it in place and not have it thrown around. So, this goes on the belt, and I would add whatever else specific thing I would need, but sometimes actually this is all I need to change receptacles because this screwdriver does it all, which I'll go into that in a second. So here's my other contactless voltage tester. Super important to have because you always want to check that. Oh, and one other thing that I stick in here that I just left it out there outside because I was using it a little while ago, it's the voltmeter. It goes right inside the bag. So these, and Klein makes these, and this is just another brand, Southwire. It's almost as good as, I believe, as Klein, but what I like about this, they're not regular wire strippers. They actually have also to strip Romex. I don't know if you can see that. So you can strip the outer layer of the Romex, and that the tip is not like regular skinny like all the other wire strippers. It's actually like a lineman plier, so you could twist cables with it, which is really nice. So these are like my favorite go-to pliers that I have to keep in this bag. With that said, besides twisting with that tip, I also have here in the bag that I think is very nice to have. Everybody should have this if you're going to be doing electrical stuff. It's, where in the world did it go? It's going to be to twist the wires. There it goes, where the wire nuts are at. And I love these. You put it on the little drill, you put the wires in here, hit forward, and it twists the wires together, so you don't have to be struggling so much. So I've used this only once in a while, this part, the tip to twist the wires, because unless it's one here or there, but if I'm doing a bunch, I use this. It's a lot quicker. And then for the wire nuts, to make them tight, if I'm doing, putting wire nuts, this other little device here, that the wire nut actually goes into here. Once you tighten it with the other one, the wires, put the wire nut next, and then the wire nut comes in here and it'll tighten it up. So these two things must have. I'm gonna try to remember and put all of this stuff in the link below in the description. And all of this nicely here in a little Ziploc bag so I don't have a mess in the bottom of the bag. So now to my favorite screwdriver, which I would definitely leave a link down below. Where did this go? No, it's other side, but so anyways, here we go to this one. I'll show you what this is my favorite, and not this other one that I have here that does a lot of things, and I'll show you the difference. And by the way, this is just preference. You do whatever's best for you. Like this other one that's not my favorite has a lot of things. Like you come in here, this is called a 14-in-1. It has different type of Torx, Phillips, a bunch of them, a bunch of the squares. I mean, it just has a lot of things. And you actually could push this back here like a quick connect and make it short, a little bit longer. It has like about, I think, 4 steps, 4 lengths that you could put it. So it has a lot of things, but it's not my favorite, and I'll show you why now. A lot of the things you might not even use that are in here, where with this one here, it has what you need and some things that one doesn't have. And here we go to describe my favorite screwdriver. first of all, right now, it's a flathead. Pull the flathead out, which is the standard size, and you have the little flathead that you might need. You also have that you could use this 1/4 inch here nut driver, because that's what this goes into, right? Which the other one does have it, to be fair, because you could, change the tips. But you could pull that whole piece out, and now you have here the nut driver 3/8, which is nice to have, when you're doing electrical. And flipping this around, you have Torx, and again, you could use this as another 1/4 inch. But remember, now we added the 3/8 that the other one doesn't have. Now you pull the whole thing out, flip it around, and now you have your square tip, Robertson, and the other square tip. You have two sizes. The one that it's for the screws on your receptacles, the outlet switches for those bolts, and you have the bigger one that is for the breakers, which is a lot better, and I'll explain why I like using this better than the Phillip or flathead. But anyways, you pull it out, flip it around, and now you have your Phillip right here. And you flip the Phillip around and you have the little Phillip. So you have the number 2 and the number 1. 2 is the standard one. But now when you pull that out, you also have another nut driver here, 5/16. So now you had 3/8, 5/16, and a 1/4 inch. I believe this is like the best setup for doing electrical work. Now, back to why I like to use the Robertson head, the square. It doesn't jump. When you are screwing on the receptacles, those bolts on the side, if you use Phillip, it's going to jump. If you use flathead, it scoots to the side, it goes off. The square just locks in. This is, to me, the best invention as far as screws for these applications, at least. So anyways, I'll put a link to this also at the bottom. But yeah, this is my favorite electrical screwdriver. I'm gonna put this back up here so it's not just laying around. But I will put a link at the bottom again to most of these things. If you have any other questions or something, you can leave me a message. And if you need some more information, any other particular things that I've described here. But yeah, this is the setup that I like, and this bag is like super duty. And it's the one that I would recommend. I've had several different bags throughout the years, and this one just keeps everything so organized. And of course, there's a bunch of other spots in here that I haven't even used because I don't need them. I'm gonna carry what I need. I'm not gonna carry my whole shop inside this bag. But there's other things. I mean, even out here, I'm not even using, this here. So, I mean, there's more things that you could do with this bag. There's a bunch of pockets that I didn't even use, but it's a really nice bag. So I forgot one other thing to mention, and it was these sets of screwdrivers. This is the one that I did show. This one is just giant nut driver, and it has a bunch. You open it up here and it changes sizes. Don't use it that much. However, these are good because these are all within the set of what the ones that you could use being hot, because they're insulated or isolated. So if I'm working hot, this is what I use, this set here. Just wanted to add this one because I had forgotten to put it on the original recording. That said, if you like, subscribe, share, comment, and catch you on the next one.